finally, some methods and principles of the launch stage. We saw already what launch is. We saw what adoption and diffusion is. We learned quite a lot about different factors and characteristics of the product and the customer, the market, that may influence the adoption and diffusion rates of a new product. However, we also strongly believe that launch, as all the activities of the innovation process, can be purposefully managed. They can be structured. They can be systematically executed. And this is where this small segment is about. So the input from the previous stages are all the corporate and team decisions made earlier. They are often found in the Product Innovation Charter Guidelines, our commitment document. And this could be a specific gross margin that we want to achieve, and this is affecting funding, a specific speed to market we want to have that affects promotional outlays and schedules, a commitment to a given sales channel that may affect the distribution plan, a specific advertisement or pricing policy. So based on this, normally the first activity of the launch phase is really to revise again the Product Innovation Charter. Using now all the information we got in between the time of starting the product by seeing an opportunity and now having a tested concept ready in form of a final prototype, a ramped up manufacturing system that's ready for launch. So now we probably understood the customer better and can really refine the customer acceptance goals, the usage situations, what will drive satisfaction, sales and market share. We also now hopefully have a much better understanding about the performance of the product. We can revise our objectives and goals with regard to cost and time to market, the technical performance of the product or the quality that can be achieved. Hopefully we also know now better about the cost, not just of manufacturing and innovation, but also of the later cost of usage in the product, service cost, and so on. We perhaps now can calculate a return on investment time and so on when we break even. And we also now have better information, perhaps what the competitors are doing, about the image of our companies, are any moral or climate changes in the business context, for example. So all this really should be taken into consideration. And again, making this planning sounds very boring, but coming together with the team in an innovation project, revise what we committed for in the past, looking in the new information we gathered, and then revising our product innovation charters is really one of the strongest success factors of innovation. And this is why I emphasize it again and again in this video class. So once you did it, there are some specific launch activities. And again, for all these following bullet points, we could have an extra video class how to do it. And again, it's more marketing and we'll focus more on the innovation activities. But there are some strategic launch activities based on cross-functional teams, decisions concerning manufacturing, distribution, logistics, and marketing sales. How are all these integrated? What's the saying and the responsibility of manufacturing in launching a new product? Then there are more tactical launch activities. Really, the definition of the quality we want to achieve with regard to our selling efforts, the advertisement, the service, the technical support. A very important and critical element is timing, which we cover in our course Strategic Technology Management. But it's one timing decision really to say when the technology should be ready. But there's another time decision when the product should be launched on the market. Perhaps it's meaningful to wait a little bit until the market climate is getting better, until a competitor product already has been launched and they were just faster in you and they were taking all the attention. So you wait until there's time for repurchase by consumers and then you launch with your product. Or the other way around, let's say you sell a toy, then selling right before Christmas probably is crucial. So this is a mandate here. And finally, more operational market information gathering activities. So steps in market testing, getting feedback of customers, also testing advertising, using the forecasting models introduced earlier. All these are very important planning and validation activities that help us to plan for a better launch. So some of the key learnings in planning and executing the launch is really that launching a new product should start by revisiting the product innovation charter. And the activities in launch are really a field of activities that's more in innovation marketing and communications. And they supplement the technical stages like concept testing, final developments, ramp up in manufacturing that come from the innovation process team, but they're complemented by a related stream of marketing and communications activities. You also should really know what diffusion is, or adoption, how this influence and why diffusion curves have these specific characteristics, but often just in the textbook. As we saw in reality, they really sometimes look very differently. You also should have learned that customers really show different levels of willingness to try new offerings. And that different customer groups also value different performance attributes of a new product differently. That was what Morse told us with this metaphor of crossing the chasm. However, also products have different characteristics which foster or hinder the diffusion. And an example being the even shorter adoption rates of new social communication technologies like Snapchat and so on. So we see at the end of the innovation process, there's still a lot of exciting activities. But if you now followed all the modules, we're almost at the end, from recognizing an opportunity to launching a new product and hopefully then selling it again and again successfully in a market.